Okay, Brandon. Wanted just to start off today's show by asking you a really simple question.
Yep.
Do you think you let your Denver Broncos down?
Nope.
Oh, baby, we here.
We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is GPS. And the S is for suck, because it seems that every NFL team sucks. And there are a couple that I definitely want to talk about today. And you see, it's going to be a little bit of a juggling act here, because the amount of, amount of grief I've been given by one Brandon Perno and the Green Bay Packers.
What?
I would say
What?
I would say it's a little high.
What?
A little high.
You're
All
a
right.
liar. I've shown nothing but respect, patience, understanding, empathy, all of the I'm a good person buzzwords. I'm a good friend. I've done all that for you and your dumb little underperforming team.
You see, who's that little part right there? It was that little.
Your
was that little-
pathetic Titan losing team. Welcome to the club.
But at least we didn't lose to Josh McDaniels.
Twice, Tom. Not once, twice. Josh McDaniels helped extend the Raiders' win streak on the Broncos to 6 straight games. We haven't beat the Chiefs in 10 years. Now we can't beat the Raiders. If the Chargers sweep us this year, oh, it's okay though. I don't care. You know why? I'm not a Broncos fan.
No.
Go Lions, baby! 3-0! Amon, rah, 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 rah. Jamal, will. Jamal, will. Lions are back, baby. Heard it here first. 3-0. They're going to come in second place in the division, maybe win it. Lions are going to the playoffs, guaranteed. Heard it here on GPS.
Oh, buddy. See, here's the problem, Brandon.
Give me a sinking ship so I can jump off of it right onto a bandwagon.
You like the Broncos? What happens to the Broncos? You jump on the Bills bandwagon. They start to struggle. You make a Kirk Cousins shirt. They get blown out yesterday, and now you just curse the Detroit Lions. Well, there we go.
Guess what, Guillermo? That episode will be coming out later today. I know, guys. I'm working on it. I can only make one video at a time. And I will get you Jets, Patriots. It-a coming. It-a coming hard.
Well, we should come. It should come. Yeah.
It-a coming harder than Zach Wilson anytime he walks into an over 40s women's bar. Boom! Roasted. Do they have those? Over 40 women's bars?
I don't know, Brandon. I don't know if they have that. I wouldn't say. It's not my demographic.
Yeah, it is.
If you
pull up your YouTube analytics, Tom. Most people watching this channel, women over the age of 40.
Carmi, yeah, also bringing some good luck to the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just
luck.
So stupid.
Oh, yeah, good luck. Your stupid quarterback who's a Hall of Famer with the best coach in the league beating the Chargers. You really needed luck for that to happen. You barely beat those Chargers, Kansas City. You had Travis Kelce. What, did he have like 3 touchdowns in that game?
You did, yes.
Did the Chargers they pissed me off too because they did the same thing the Broncos did. Chargers, you had to stop one guy, Travis Kelce. Going into that game, you just game plan for Travis Kelce. McCole Hardman was out. Did Kadarius Toney get hurt or something in that game? Like, was he just not there? You just had to stop Kelce. That's the number one priority. Can't do it.
I don't think I will.
Do it.
I don't think I
just
will.
Start putting a corner on that guy. Like, I don't know how many times he has to fool you. And the Broncos just need to shut down Josh Jacobs and stop Devontae Adams. Didn't do either of those things. Get some help to stop Max Crosby. Didn't even try to stop Max Crosby. That guy ruined the Broncos.
Perna, you got it at 50.
Oh, thanks, Nate. Let's see. What are we going to do? Let's see here. Hype. Both Broncos and Packers lost. It's going to be a good show.
Define
good. What's appropriate? What's appropriate?
You fucked up.
That's how I feel about my team.
That's it. Thank you, Stephanie. Yes, we are better than any bar. We are.
There we go. I knew we had that demo popping.
Listen, if the Packers get eliminated from the playoffs, right? I want the Lions to win the division. I want pure chaos. I want anarchy. I want hellfire to rain down because it doesn't matter for the Lions because they own a top 5 pick because the Rams suck and they have the Rams first round pick. So the Lions, they are sitting the most pretty they possibly could. So, yeah, because the Minnesota Vikings got destroyed yesterday.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Oh, 7 sacks. They pulled them. They pulled them. They had their backups in the fourth quarter. Fox, the NFL said, no, get this garbage off my TV screen. They went to the Bengals and Steelers game. Oh, man. Yeah, that was
right.
That was glorious. And guess what, folks? The Green Bay Packers, they beat those Dallas Cowboys last week.
Yeah, the NFL does not make sense, Tom.
Nope, this doesn't make any sense.
What's funny about this season is it happens every year where a couple teams early in the season are kind of overperforming, right? They're getting a couple wins where you're like, I'm not sure if that team's good. That's happened this year, but it's happened with a lot of football teams, and they kept winning. Mm-hmm. So, like the Jets, the Giants, the Vikings, like those are 3 teams that kept winning where we're like, I don't know how good those teams really are. And now we have a week where they all kind of get destroyed. The Bears are a team that as soon as they looked better, they just stopped winning altogether. So at least they didn't bring Bears fans' hopes up. And now Bears fans got to feel the best about their team, and they just keep losing.
Yeah.
Like, this is actually going to help us in the long run. Yep. Our offense, we got something cooking here. We can fix other problems. But I want to get into so much today. Jamal Williams. We can talk more about the Broncos. We can talk about all the games that are happening on Earth.
Just a monster. A monster.
Before we do, we got DraftKings Sportsbook sponsoring today's episode. We are deep into the fall, and some of us don't have hope. So we got to start looking at other games to keep us interested on Sunday. And DraftKings, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, they are giving you plenty of ways to stay entertained, to keep you company. Okay? New customers at DraftKings using the code GPS, Tom. That's our code right down there. GPS. You use that code, you bet $5 on any pregame money line. If you're looking at my team, just take whoever they're playing. Use that $5 and bet against my team. Because if that hits, you're going to win $150 in free bets. Safest bet in football, in my opinion, is betting against my team. That's for new customers, okay? Same game parlays. Stack those bets for bigger payouts. Give yourself a chance for a bigger win. And if you ain't got the legal sports betting in your state, if you are fighting against your finger, if it's trying to come and get you, why don't you think of a better segue, Brandon, and check out daily fantasy on DraftKings. Again, just use our code GPS, link in the description. Okay? Promo code GPS only DraftKings Sportsbook, $5 pregame moneyline wager.
So yeah, we had some games being played yesterday. Let's start with the Denver Broncos.
I didn't watch that game. I was too busy watching the Lions win. But yeah, let's talk about the Broncos. Sure. Why don't we keep talking about the thing that is ruining my weekend?
So Brandon, I got a quick question. You know that Devontae Adams is pretty good. My question is, why, like, what strategy do you think the defense was implementing when they decided not to cover him in overtime?
That strategy was technically we are sick of bailing out our offense and them doing nothing. That was just to make a point to the offense. Like, hey, we gave you chances. We gave you chances. And you did nothing. Nothing! The overtime performance, at least it was quick. You know, it was mercy. I thought the overtime was going to go down to the wire or just end in a tie. I thought the Raiders would kick a field goal and then the Broncos would kick a field goal and then they would just go back and forth without scoring. Derek Carr throws the ball to two of the most open players ever in Foster Moreau and Devontae Adams, and he walks into the end zone, waves bye-bye. And yeah, it was, again, merciful because it was quick. My real problem with that game, Tom, is Melvin Gordon fumbling.
Wait a minute. Stop me if you heard this one before.
The goal line again. Like, we've lost
again.
3 games this season because of Melvin Gordon. 2 directly for sure, but like that play was a 3rd and 1. He picks up the first down. Almost scores, but he fumbles. And the Broncos recover the fumble. So that's a positive, but then it's 4th down. Although I think if you pick up the first and then fumble, you should be given first down. It should be a fresh set of downs if you're the Broncos, in my opinion. And they have to settle for a chip shot field goal, Tom. 26-yard field goal. And then it gets blocked by Max Crosby. Max Crosby knocked the ball out of Melvin Gordon's hands, and then he blocks the field goal, a chip shot. Like, it just can't go right for us this year. That would have been, even if they just got the field goal, it would have been enough to win the game. They give up, it should have been a touchdown. And Russell Wilson played statistically his most efficient game of the year. Okay? He was not bad. He was pressured all day. They had no answer for Max Crosby. Crosby sacked him twice too. He was, again, the one guy on defense you needed a game plan for. Had none. And the Broncos have had to keep using Melvin Gordon because of all the injuries to the running backs. And even in this game, after that fumble, they had to continue to use Melvin Gordon in the second half because Chase Edmonds got hurt. So it was Gordon and Latavius Murray. And Murray's too damn old to be a bell cow. You got to give him some rest because he needs to have his arthritis worked on. He needs to go to his early bird dinners. Like, he's old. So they had to go back to Melvin Gordon, Tom. They had to keep giving him the ball in the second half. And the fact that he's still on the team right now pisses me off And I never advocate for a guy to get cut. Okay. But he's had so many chances, and I don't know how you fix the problem, because he had both hands on the ball too. He just fumbles again. It is such a mental problem, and there's no fixing it. None. Okay, I'm done venting.
Why do the Broncos hate the number 16?
I don't know, because Jake Plummer gave us so much. Jake Plummer needs to give the entire team mushrooms to fix this curse of 16s. He's got a mushroom farm now, Jake Plummer. He wore 16 for the Broncos. And the only way to fix the 16s, mushrooms. Legal, not the psychedelic mushrooms. I'm just talking about the good ones, the kinds, whatever, all the ones he's growing, but not the psychedelic ones.
I mean, maybe you need the psychedelic ones at this point. I mean,
I don't know, Tom.
I don't know. Well, sorry, buddy.
During the stream, as soon as they scored 16 points, I was like, there's no way they're winning this game. I was like, you guys, you think I'm joking, but it's over. And it happened. And it still shocked me. And I said it was going to happen.
Yeah.
That's when you know a team's bad. When you believe they're going to lose, and then they find an even more atrocious way to break your heart, and you're surprised. You're just surprised.
So with that, the Broncos are now in last place in their division.
Yeah. Cool. And the Chargers lose to the Chiefs. So the whole division is garbage. Just garbage.
They were supposed to be the best. They were supposed to be the best. And it's just the Chiefs world, and all the AFC West is just living in it.
And if you're a Raiders fan, you're not even walking away from that game feeling good.
You're just like, I'm glad we won, but now still we have Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, it was one of those games where you could see they're both bad teams, where one team would the Raiders would make a great play, and then they would follow it up by doing something stupid. The Broncos make a great play or get lucky, and then they follow it up by doing something stupid. It just keeps countering each other. Hate it.
Well, Brandon, there is something good that we could talk about.
What is it?
And that is the Minnesota Vikings losing 40-3 against the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas. That's the most Kirk Cousins has ever been sacked in a game, correct?
Yes, because 6 was a tie, and then he got sacked 7 times for 49 yards. Oh, baby.
He lost 49 yards, huh?
Yep, the Vikings walked into a buzzsaw. And here's the thing. It actually would have helped the Packers if the Vikings beat the Cowboys, because I still don't think we're winning the division. They're like way too far ahead. And we beat the Cowboys, so maybe they could push them down. But it's been a while. I didn't even have a full week of happiness because the Packers lost 5 days later. They lost against the Titans on Thursday night. And I was like, woe is me. And I turned this game on, and it is not even close. Just from the beginning, that defense, Micah Parsons, holy crap, man. Like, that guy is going to be the highest paid defensive player, like, ever. And rightfully so. He deserves all the money, which, by the way, they didn't really do anything against the Green Bay Packers, which against the Green Bay Packers won against the Cowboys on Sunday. But, yeah, the Vikings, there's been lots of questions, right? Last week, I said they were legit because they beat the Buffalo Bills. Bills kind of struggled against the Browns, so I don't know what the hell's going on there either. But now we're here, and they got their ass kicked. I still think they're going to be fine. They're probably still going to win the division. But I think you need to look at that O-line and go, oh, there's some big problems. Because they're playing against the Patriots on Thursday night on Thanksgiving, a game that you and I are streaming together.
Yes, sir.
That's a tough defense. So if they're able to get after the quarterback, like with Judon, it could be a tough evening for the Minnesota Vikings. And in a year that has been so tumultuous and painful on my heart, watching the Vikings get blown out, it felt good. It felt real good.
So the Vikings are 4 games ahead in the division, eh?
Yeah, they're fine.
And the Lions are now in second place at 4-6.
Makes sense because they've won 3 in a row.
Uh-huh. So the Vikings, they can lose they can lose half of their remaining games.
Correct.
Basically.
They're going to be just fine.
Yeah, I think watching what just happened to the Jets, the Patriots are a little weird because their defense is really, really good. But Mac Jones is really boring. He's not bad, but he's not taking the Pats to the next level by any means on offense. So I think that's going to be a good, very low-scoring game, Tom.
Yeah.
I think we're in for a classic primetime 13-10 type game.
And it's primetime Kirk Cousins. So.
I know. He's working against all the odds.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, the Patriots are frustrating because they make young quarterbacks just bad. It's bad. Justin Fields has played the best against that Pats defense this season. So I think that's maybe the biggest vote of confidence for him moving forward. Sure. But I do want to talk about the Lions for a second because they beat the Giants. And the Giants have been another one of those teams where we're like, okay, how good are the Giants really?
Mm-hmm.
And what I wanted to discuss here.
Saquon Barkley, dude, 15 for 22. Lions defense, which has looked a lot better since they made that firing. And now all of a sudden they're like, hey guys, what's going on? I'm telling you, if the Packers get eliminated, let the Lions win the division.
Who did the Lions fire?
Their D-backs coach.
Oh.
And then the Packers signed him as an offensive assistant. By the way, you got a fitty, Perna.
Oh, Trevor. 50 for the pity.
Sounds all right.
You're going through all the excitement and letdown in one season while I've been through this struggle since the 80s being a Bears fan. Yes. You guys might be turning it around. Okay, what do I got for the Bears fans?
Okay. Pain.
It's like, like buttholes, everybody has one.
That was awesome.
Everybody's got buttholes and all of our football teams stink.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so the Lions, they've been a team where their offense was playing great, but their defense was letting them down. Then their defense started playing better, and their offense was letting them down. Now both sides of the ball are starting to click a little bit. And I think maybe one of the most underrated players in the NFL is running back Jamal Williams.
I don't know how it could be underrated anymore, man. I mean, he's got the most rushing touchdowns all season long. He's at 12, 13 now? Had 3 yesterday.
3 rushing touchdowns yesterday, yeah. He is so good in the red zone as a running back. I think and he's taken some longer runs, for touchdowns. But I see why, the Lions, when they're in the red zone, they keep giving it to him because his vision, his speed, he is just a hard running back to stop in those situations. And he's done it all year for him. It's not like it was just this one, 3 touchdown performance by him. He's been good all year. 12 TDs. So he passes Nick Chubb for most on the season. And he's done that with, I don't know, let's see here, 16 fewer carries than Nick Chubb. So he's just incredibly efficient.
I mean, he was the guy the Packers used on 3rd and 1 because it was we need that 1 yard. It was likely that Jamal Williams was going to get it. So I'm so happy for him because Jamal Williams is just a phenomenal human being. So I am so glad that he's getting the spotlight. Obviously, DeAndre Swift was supposed to be their running back 1. He got hurt. He's still dealing with an injury, and they're kind of working him back into it. He had a touchdown yesterday too. But they're that perfect change of pace back where you have kind of that thunder lightning. And I'm just very happy for Jamal Williams.
Yeah, here's a funny stat, Tom. Former Packers, Jamal Williams and Devontae Adams combined for 5 touchdowns yesterday.
Yep.
141 yards for Devontae Adams against one of the best defenses in the league. So the Packers
defense is good.
plan to not have the best offensive weapons for their quarterback is not working.
No, it's working great.
It's not working.
No, it's working great. If the plan was to not have a great offense, we're crushing it right now.
You guys did execute there.
We damn right. We are executing. But you said against one of the best defenses. Who are you talking about?
The Denver friggin' Broncos, Tom.
Wow, they allow the Raiders to march down the field in overtime and just win the game that easily? I don't think that was a good defense.
That was a game where they held the opposing team to 16 points. Regulation.
And regulation. Okay, just want to make sure.
Still the best scoring defense in the league. Best defense by many metrics.
Do you think PS2 should just be your running back now? Like, at some point, when do you just start saying screw it and putting random people at running back who maybe won't fumble the ball?
Yeah. Today, they start now. They release Melvin Gordon, and they just bring they've got they got Murray, they got Edmonds, they got Marlon Mack on the roster. I don't care. Sign every guy from every practice squad. Whoever's not gonna fumble. Bring back Phillip Lindsay, because that's the one thing he never did.
Mm-hmm. Well, so it's interesting, though, because the Bears are now in a weird place because Justin Fields got hurt yesterday. And I think he messed up his non-throwing shoulder. I think it's sprained. So now it's a matter of, okay, you've lost, I think, 3 in a row. Do you throw him in there to continue to see what you have? Or do you kind of say, like, hey, Justin Fields is our guy. He's shown that even when we're losing. Like, let's just sit him and get a really good draft pick. I feel like you don't risk it. I feel like why not? Like, it's a win-win. It's like, okay, you rock and roll about Justin Fields. Like, he's your guy. I really think like he's proven he's your guy.
No, I agree. I think it depends on how severe the injury is. Like, is it at risk of getting worse? Because I think like giving him as many reps as you can this season will benefit him. Maybe tell him, let's just throw the ball away more if we have to, run less if let's just be safer and let's focus on a part of your game we think we need to keep working on to improve. But yeah, the end of the Bears Falcons game, like Justin Fields leads a great drive to tie up that game. And he does a play extension where he extends the play for like 10 seconds. Like literally it was 10 seconds. And then he throws a touchdown to tie the game up. That's like a clutch performance. It's athletic performance and just a great throw. It's like everything you want to see out of your quarterback. And then the Bears defense can't stop the Falcons. Falcons grind their way down, kick a field goal to take the lead. And then more surprisingly, the Falcons defense gets an interception to end the game.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that helps the Bears. But I think like it's what we thought they might be doing when they dismantled their defense. They're like, we don't care what the win-loss record is this season. We need picks. We got cap.
Sure.
We need to work on the offense. And, they're still going to want to improve their offensive line this offseason
Their
and
weapons.
Draft young defensive players. But Fields has shown a lot. He's shown a lot this season. And more importantly, the Bears coaching staff has shown the willingness to adjust and develop a game plan to his strength. So, yeah, Bears should be optimistic, even though they keep fucking losing.
But again, it's a winning season for the Bears, regardless of what their record is, because again, their number one thing was to find out if Justin Fields was a franchise QB. I think they have that answer, and it's a yes. And so now it's like, okay, like we've talked about, their cap is going to be the most in the NFL. They have a ton of draft capital. Like they're going to be able to surround them, get some young weapons, like get some great, offensive weapons, help out that offensive line, rebuild that defense. I think they're playoff contenders next year.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to do the Miami Dolphins approach. It's like, what are the best receiving weapons we can get? And they've got two, like Cole Kmet has come on. Like,
Dude,
he's been great. His one-handed catch was insane. And we know Darnell Mooney's just
he's great.
His hands are so nice. That guy can catch anything. But they need that guy who can break open a big play at any point, which Dolphins have two, in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And I'm not saying those guys are easy to find, but that's the blueprint if you're the Bears.
Just become like an offensive powerhouse, and the defense you rebuild through the draft, and have a nice day.
Boom.
There you go.
Plus, that division seems so winnable these days.
Honestly, it is, which is why it's even more infuriating to be a Packers fan. Couple other games I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about the Eagles Colts game, Brandon. It's,
yeah, sure.
A little interesting there. Is Jeff Saturday maybe a little for real? Jalen Hurts able to go down the field and get the go-ahead score late in the fourth quarter, and then the Colts just shot themselves in the foot with penalties and terribleness, and they wound up losing that game. But are you mildly concerned if you are an Eagles fan because you lost against the Commanders last week, which, by the way, Perna, guess what? Commanders still won.
I know. Yeah, but they beat the Texans.
That's it. There's not a single team in either East Division that has a losing record. Okay? So Jeff Saturday almost beats the Eagles. Almost. Are you a little concerned if you're the Eagles, though?
No, not yet. They got the win. I think they got out of the slump, whatever that was. The Colts have been this team all season long. All right. Looking back all the way to week 1, they tied the Texans 2020. Then they get busted up by the Jags, but then they beat the Kansas City Chiefs, right?
Yep.
They lose to the Titans, and now the Titans looking pretty respectable. They beat the Packers. They gutted out against the Broncos. They've played all of these close games. They were not good. Their offensive line was bad. They're one of those weird teams that I think can hang with anyone and then lose. But to give Jeff's, I don't want to take anything away from what Jeff Saturday is doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Frank Reich would have liked to keep starting Matt Ryan, but was told he couldn't. And that's what was starting to kill him, what's ultimately cost him his job. Doesn't mean that Jeff Saturday can't or won't be a good head coach, but playing a team close and losing after getting your win the week before, I need to see more from him. The Colts, Jonathan Taylor's healthy too. That's helped. But yeah, the Eagles, they'll be all right. They keep hurting themselves as well. AJ Brown he did exactly what Quez Watkins did. Makes a great play and then just fumbles the ball away. So I think they had 2 fumbles in that game, 2 costly fumbles. Once they stop doing that, they'll be fine. I think they can get back to not fumbling.
Can they do that for one more week?
Who they played the Packers? Oh,
Sunday Night Football. Yep. That might be a problem. But listen, I'm gonna put some respect on the Colts' name. They won last week, and then taking an Eagles team that many consider to be very good, took them down to the wire. I think that's commendable.
The Colts are a gritty team. They're just a gritty team who's going to find ways to lose a lot still.
That's fair.
Plus, isn't Darius Shaq Leonard on IR? He's done for the season. That's their best defensive player. They just, they need something. They need a quarterback. Matt Ryan's helping them, but, they need a quarterback.
Speaking of quarterbacks, let's talk about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo all the way this time.
That game
Bills Lions Super Bowl, baby.
That game was pretty close. Like, that game was closer than I thought it was. Buffalo's defense kind of took care of business in the third quarter. They shut them out. But it was a 13-10 game going into the half. And then, like, just 9 points. And Josh Allen, like, it looked weird in the first half. Like, it looked like, I don't know if it's the injury. I don't know if it's just off. Stephon Diggs had to kind of have, like, a heart-to-heart with the good old HC there, and then they finally started targeting him, and Diggs got a touchdown and started getting involved more. I think that was his first touchdown since week 8. So I don't know. It was just a little weird. The Bills do play the Lions on Thursday, so maybe you will get your Super Bowl preview.
Oh wow! I just predicted the Super Bowl, not knowing that they were playing.
Yep, on Thanksgiving. They're playing on Thanksgiving, but I don't know. The Bills just seem like they're trying to figure it out. They still won. Their defense was good. I mean, like, Kareem Hunt, like, really didn't do much. Nick Chubb didn't do much. Amari Cooper had himself a nice day, but
yeah, that's what's weird about their defense in this game. And like, the Bills kind of had a lot of weird circumstances, right? They had to have fans help them plow the players out of their driveways because of the snow. The game gets moved to Detroit, so they got to fly to Detroit.
Yep.
This is one of those games that you figure out a way to win, and I think it helps build some momentum going forward. And they did. They shut down the Browns' strength. Nick Chubb, just 19 rushing yards.
Yep.
1.4 yards per carry for Nick Chubb. Like, that's insane. But Jacoby Brissett had 3 passing touchdowns and over 300 passing yards. So, you know, one thing you did really well, but you let him not beat you. You let him get after you in the passing game. Now, some of that's some late yards when the game's kind of out of reach, a little bit of garbage time, stat padding there. But I like that they shut down Chubb. I also like that they gave their running backs more than 30 carries. 86 yards, both for Singletary and James Cook. James Cook, 7.8 yards per carry on 11 attempts. Josh Allen was not the leading rusher for like the first time for a while. And I think with his injury, they're going to want to hand off to their backs a little bit more. And I think getting James Cook more involved in the running game, having that nice 1-2 punch, figuring out who has the hot hand, smart game plan moving forward. And yeah, Josh Allen missed some throws in the first half, and I think he is trying to figure out how to throw through an injury, and even Josh Allen, that's going to affect. But they got the win.
You know what's interesting is both the Chiefs and the Bills kind of leaned on their run game a little bit more than usual this year, like to find those balance, because we've always like cited them, right? It's like the Chiefs and the Bills, they don't need to run the ball because their offense is so explosive, but they ran the ball here. And last night, Pacheco, I think he had over 100 yards, like was absolutely gashing the Chargers defense. So
he was like the first 100-yard rusher for the Chiefs since Lynn Dawson was their quarterback.
It had been a while.
Since Jamal Charles. It'd been a while. They popped up the stat. I can't remember what it is, but it's been a while since the Chiefs had a 100-yard rusher. And the Chiefs had to do that because the Chargers were getting after Mahomes. Like, Mahomes was taking shots in that game. They're coming at him. So a way to negate that is hand off the ball. It's a long season. You got to protect your quarterback. And usually Mahomes not taking those shots. But Chargers played him well. Speaking of playing well, Tom. Can you play well? Why don't you do it over at DraftKings Sportsbook? Code GPS when you sign up at DraftKings, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers who sign up at DraftKings with our code GPS, link in the description, and bet $5 on any pregame moneyline football wager, you're going to get an additional $150 in free bets if that bet wins. That's right. You heard right. New customers, $5 pregame moneyline bet. You're going to get an additional $150 in free bets if that bet wins. Again, the best money line, in my opinion, is whoever is playing the Broncos. Take them to win. Take whoever's playing my team to win. Stack some bets in a parlay for a bigger payout. That's what you do. Over, under, over. Up, down, left, right, side to side. That's how you can swipe within the app. Code GPS. We got that link down there. And if you ain't got the fantasies, daily fantasy on DraftKings for you. All right, Tommy boy,
Ravens,
Tommy man.
Panthers. Ravens offense kind of sucked. Didn't score a touchdown until the fourth quarter.
That
defense played really well though.
Yeah, I was yesterday because I really thought that the Broncos-Raiders game was not going to be one of the worst games. There were so many people hurt. I knew it was not like an easy win for the Broncos, but I thought, hey, it's a weird game. I think some touchdowns are going to happen. We're going to get some scoring, whatever. So I was looking at the early games, really trying to hone in on what I thought was going to be the new worst game ever.
Yeah.
I was like, man, Jets-Patriots is it. And I was like, wait, Ravens-Panthers, sneaky horrible, because it was also 3-3 until what, the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
When finally something broke. Like the Panthers defense, they put the clamps down on the Ravens.
Cordell
The
Patterson
Panthers defense. Nothing makes sense, Tom.
No, the Ravens offense was bad. They were like bad. So, yeah, they didn't score. They scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. They got their first touchdown in the fourth. And I was like, why is this game so close? Like the Panthers are not a good football team. And there you go. So Ravens, they're 7-3 now. The Bengals did win yesterday over the Steelers. So, you know, that division's still there. Deshaun Watson is coming back. We'll see how he plays, but yeah.
Deshaun Watson returns.
Deshaun Watson's coming back. To the excitement of no one.
Okay. Cordell Patterson did set the NFL record for most kick return touchdowns.
He did. He's a beast.
And he's a big reason the Falcons were able to win. Key fourth down conversion late in the game there. I love Patterson. He's like a great story too.
He is.
One of the craziest career resurrections, I feel like, Patterson.
Because they signed him last year and people were like, okay, whatever. And he was a monster.
Yeah.
And then they brought him back and he dealing some injuries. He was out and then kind of picking up right where he left off. Yeah. No, he's really good. The best team in the league, the Washington Commanders, winning 23-10, shutting out the Houston Texans in the first half. Yeah, nope. No big deal.
Here's what I'll say about the Commanders. They got a good defense.
Yes, they do. Yes.
They are not a good football team, though.
Shut up,
overperforming.
You know what? Keep saying that, actually, Perna, because all the teams that you say are good, they suck and tank. But the Commanders, you're like, oh, they peaked. They hit the top of their mountain. They reached the summit. Good. Washington Wildflowers going to come back and win the division. Going to win the NFC East.
I want Taylor Heineke to ball.
The Lions winning the division. The Commanders winning the division. Who cares about the weather? The Seahawks let Geno Smith win it. And then the Falcons are going to beat the Buccaneers out for the division. And that's going to be the top 4 teams in the NFC. That's it.
Did I say the Ravens could collapse?
You say a lot of things on this show.
I don't remember half the things. I don't remember 90% of the things I say.
It's true. That game was bad. Yeah, the Pats Jets, like, they literally lost off a punt return.
Yeah.
And, thought it was going into overtime. Both offenses couldn't move the ball. Both defenses playing well. But it's true. Yeah, that game was hard. You're having a video coming out about that today, right?
About the Jets Patriots?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be the new worst game I've ever seen. Zach Wilson.
9 for 22.
Yeah, the best stat from that game is the Jets had more punts than Zach Wilson had completions. Let's talk about Zach Wilson for a second, Tom, because he's getting eviscerated. That's right, Johnny. I will be shooting that immediately after the show, Johnny. Script's good to go. Gonna shoot that effer and get
Jameson
it over
Williams
to you.
returning to practice. It's true.
Ooh, Jameson Will. Now that'll be fun to start watching. Zach Wilson, bad quarterback. He's been bad as a rookie, young QB. Love that Robert Saleh's sticking by him, defending him. But the Jets are in a weird place right now because their defense is very, 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 very good. They've got some playmakers on offense. They were in nice position in that division. They could get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, they have to bench Zach Wilson. There's no getting around it. So we opened the show with me saying no, and that was the clip generating all over the internet today. Zach Wilson asked if he feels like he let down the defense because they only gave up 3 points to the Patriots, and he says no.
Sacked Mac Jones 6 times.
Yeah. He says no. Then there's another report saying he was walking around the locker room like he didn't let anybody down, and that's rubbing guys the wrong way. Don't know if that's true. But if you're Robert Saleh, do you just take the lumps of trying to see what you have with Zach Wilson, if he can grow at all, or with a winnable season in terms of like, I think we can get into the playoffs, do you switch to Joe Flacco and or Mike White and try and spark something on offense to get into the playoffs? What do you do if you're that coach, Tom? Because I think it's an interesting decision to make.
Yeah, I feel like it's are they a playoff team? Their defense makes them a playoff team, right?
Yeah.
Breece Hall being injured, that sucks. But, I mean, because, good God, yesterday they had no run game whatsoever. Zach Wilson was also their leading rusher, and he had 26 yards on 3 carries.
Yeah.
So that's not good. I think everyone in the NFC is one and done, and someone's just going to happen to go to the Super Bowl. I feel like if you really think you're still in it, sure. The thing is, honestly, I don't think you can win the Super Bowl this year. I don't think the Jets, with the injuries that they have, are a Super Bowl contending team right now. So I think you kind of rock with Zach Wilson and say, okay, let's give him the rest of the season. If he sucks, maybe we move on from him, or we start looking at other options. Because if you put Joe Flacco in there right now and go, yeah, we're going to win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco, then you go for it. I don't think they're going to, though.
Yeah, I don't think Super Bowl is what you're thinking about, but they can make the playoffs.
But
they're at 6-4.
What's the purpose then? So what is just to make the playoffs?
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, that's always a question kind of at this point, right?
I think it's solid. He's solid.
The purpose, I mean, the whole purpose of playing is winning, is getting into the dance, or the chance to go to the big dance. I feel like the Jets are going to make a change at QB. Maybe not this week, but maybe the week after. And I also think if Derek Carr become available after this season, like it was kind of reported, this team that could be interested. God damn it. Damn it.
All right, you're back.
Am I back?
You're back.
The Jets are going to go after Derek Carr if he becomes available after this season.
They should go for Lamar Jackson.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun.
He's not going anywhere. Even if he doesn't get paid, they can franchise him.
Yeah.
They can tag him twice.
So, yeah, I think I don't disagree. They might, if Wilson continues to play really bad, it won't even be for a playoff move. It might just be you need to sit down, Wilson. Because I feel like Saleh just won't put up with it.
Would the Jets be interested in Russell Wilson?
I knew that was coming.
Should we go for a Wilson situation?
Again, their offensive line is also bad. I mean, listen, they have the defense, and that's something to build around. And I think next season, with a strong run game, Breece Hall comes back. They have the coaching staff. The offensive line gets healthier. They can be a very good defensive run-heavy team. but you need to have someone else back there besides Zach Wilson.
Yeah. I think you can win if you make a
season.
switch.
That's a next season conversation, though. So that's what I'm saying. Put Zach Wilson there, and if he just continues to just suck, then okay, then you kind of have your answer.
What if they go after Dan Jones?
Can you imagine? He's just like, all right, my commute's the exact same.
At least I don't got to change cities.
The commute's
Or
the
maybe
exact same.
Tom Brady will ditch the Buccaneers and go, he goes to the Jets. Could you imagine? Brady going into New York. Oh, he would do that too. That spiteful man.
And then we get Patriots and Tom Brady twice a year.
Oh my God. More likely, I bet. Oh, Tom's going to do it. Tom's going to be a Jet. I just feel it, Tom. Let's remember this in case it happens, please. Okay. Dear God.
All right.
I feel it in my gut. It makes me sick.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be a good situation. It 100% wouldn't. I want to talk about one other game before we talk about the Chiefs. The Rams and Saints. Holy God, the Rams are bad. And Matthew Stafford's injured. 11 for 18, 159, 2 tutties, but they're bad. Cam Akers had a 60-yard game, but they're a bad football team.
They pulled Stafford for possibly another concussion.
Yep.
I think more so we saw kind of today that it was precautionary than him maybe actually having a concussion, which is a result of the NFL being safer with the concussion protocol and a guy, because he just did have one. And I think that's that wouldn't have happened if the whole Tua thing this year didn't happen. If what I saw was correct. And Stafford was just starting to look good too. His 62-yard bomb in that game to Tutu Atwell was beautiful. But yeah, the Rams let Andy Dalton looked like a top 10 QB, and the Rams defense is supposed to be good. Yep. So, and Dalton's looked horrible at last week. He was one of the worst looking QBs in the league. This week he looked great.
21, 25, 263 tutties. That one pass to Olave. Oh my God, it was great. That was great. No, Hackett's not getting fired this season. I don't think he's getting fired.
Pat Bowlen wouldn't have. The only reason he fired Josh McDaniels mid-season was the cheating thing again. Caught videotaping the other team or whatever. And I think the consensus that nobody in the building liked him. That Nathaniel Hackett, they're not getting the results, but everybody likes Nathaniel Hackett. He's not a bad guy. He's likable, lovable, good person, maybe to a fault. And I think that would have carried a lot of weight with Pat Bowlen, and he would have made the tough decision after the season.
Olave is that guy. He's in contention for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's really good. So yeah, Saints, they're sticking around. They get some gumbo. And then Sunday night, I just find it so fascinating. The Chargers can look like absolute dog crap last Sunday against the 49ers. And they got back Mike Williams for a hot second. They get back Keenan Allen. But they always are oh no, we're going to take the Chiefs down to the wire. We are going to play them incredibly tough. But yeah, Travis Kelce doesn't care. And Travis Kelce just destroys. Are you watching something?
I was watching the Patriots return again because there's Jets fans are pissed that a blindside block wasn't called on the punt return.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, at the very end. Yep.
And I get why they would be mad because Cortland Sutton was penalized for the same thing in the Broncos game, which negated a third down conversion for the team. But it wouldn't have affected the play. So, who cares? You guys gave up the touchdown, in my opinion. He was already – it was right at the end. He was already gone. But the Chargers – they're the Chargers, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs. And they are who we thought they are. They are who we thought they were. There we go.
There you go.
That's both of those teams.
Yeah, Herbert looked better, which was good. But
who? Herbie
looked better. He had a solid game, and he was getting freaking hit all night. He had 5 sacks on the night. Like he was getting popped, but
that's what
know.
made the game competitive. Was both QBs were pressured. So
I don't know what I'm smug about. The Packers suck. I don't know what I'm smug about. So Mahomes is just a monster, man. Like, you just can't. Yeah. And it's funny because I was thinking of you last night, besides the usual, but I was thinking about you because I was like, this has to be so infuriating for a team that plays against the Chiefs multiple times per year, every year, because you just watch it and it's so effortless. It's just, it's 3rd and 17. Here's a 20-yard pass to a wide open guy. It's like, we need 4th down conversion. Sure, not a problem. Like, someone is almost always open. And it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Every time you think you got him, he makes a play.
You don't.
I'm looking for this stat. Where the hell is it?
Like, and again, we started, the whole title of this is like, everyone sucks. But it seems like the Chiefs, if you give them this much of an opening, they're going to beat you and win the Super Bowl. Yeah. Like, I'm looking at the NFC right now, and I don't know who's good. I've got to be very honest with you. The Eagles, I think, are a good team, but I think they're a flawed team. Cowboys, same exact thing. Vikings, same exact thing. Yeah. Right? You look at all those top teams in the NFC, they have some pretty big flaws. And you look over at the AFC, the Bills don't look like they should, right? Then you're looking at the whole AFC East. I think the Dolphins could be one of the best teams in the league. I think they're like number 2 right now. And their defense leaves a little to be desired. I don't know, man. Like, it's just crazy. I think that I think there's a good shot the Chiefs wind up hosting the Lombardi after this season.
No, they've got a good chance. Mahomes, 24-3 against the AFC West. That was a stat. Greatest record to any quarterback start of their career.
That's insane.
Luis, thank you for the super chat. You're never getting that video. You're never ever going to get it. You know what, Seahawks fans? How much more do you want from me? How much more do you want?
Dude,
I've given you guys the credit. I've said, I made a whole video about Geno Smith being good. Okay, I shit on my team every week, and it's not enough for you guys. That's why everybody hates Seahawks fans. You never know when to stop. You never know when to just stop. That's what I'm saying. I'm dead. The horse is dead. You are beating the dead horse.
I think it's the Bills and the Dolphins. And again, I still haven't seen enough consistency out of the Bengals. But I think those are the 2 teams that can outscore the Chiefs right now. Because the Chiefs defense is not like godly. It's good. Like, it's definitely underrated, but I feel like we always say that. But
Chiefs defense always gets better late in the season.
They do.
Dolphins defense is not good. That's what could cost them.
Correct.
Their defense is not good, but
the Dolphins Chiefs playoff game. Oh my God, that'd be so good.
That could be fun. And that could happen
good
in the divisional round.
Would be amazing. I'm excited for those playoffs. The NFC, again, I think every single one of the NFC teams can be one and done. Like, every single one. Eagles, Cowboys, Vikings. Yup. Seahawks. Yup. Buccaneers. Yup.
A crazy scenario would be if the Dolphins beat the Chiefs in the playoffs and we get a Bills-Dolphins championship game.
Ooh.
Like a championship game between division rivals.
But because KC does have their flaws. They definitely do. And there's teams that have taken them literally to the Raiders did it, like the Chargers did it, the Colts beat them. I mean, they definitely can be beat. It's just, I don't know. These playoffs are going to be crazy, especially on the AFC. Because I feel like that's just unpredictable. The NFC, I feel like it's going to be a garbage fire. But
we'll see. Buckle up.
We still got a long way to go, folks. A long way to go.
Yeah, it's weird to be at this point in the season and not feel like there's a couple clear-cut number 1 teams, in each NFC, AFC. Chiefs, most certainly, it's easy to say they're the best team in the AFC, best team in football. And it is because of Mahomes and Kelsey and the way they can be unstoppable. But it's not like they're not a clear-cut winner there. Like you can make the case, Bills could, like in a couple weeks, the Bills keep winning. They'll be back in that conversation. Dolphins defense gets a little better. But it's the Chiefs and then a bunch of question marks right now.
And then you have tonight.
I don't even know who plays. Let me try and guess.
49ers and Cardinals. Oh, sorry.
Is it the 49ers and Cardinals?
Wow, you knew that. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Copernicus.
Kyler Murray's hamstring still messed up, right? Don't know if he's playing. Is he playing?
I think he is playing. I think. I don't know. Is he playing? Let's see.
Colt McCoy to start for Cardinals and Monday Night Football.
Nope, he's not. 4 hours ago they announced that. Yep, so it's Colt McCoy. Okay. Great.
That's
This is going to be a
probably
really
better.
good game. Can't wait. This is not going to be a good game. I feel like
Go Cardinals!
I
Beat those
feel like-
Niners. Beat those Niners. Need
I
that
feel like
draft
it's not
pick.
going to be good.
Need that draft pick.
You do need the draft pick. You do. Yeah,
If
again,
the
no, I think
49ers don't look good tonight, though.
what? They win boringly. It's fine. Not a word, but I don't care. Yeah, again, Lions 3-game win streak. They're good. Hopefully win the division. And then Giants, I think there's a little cause for concern there. I think there's some cause. I know, who's it? Robinson's now out. He tore his ACL, their wide receiver, so that doesn't help.
Who? Wandale?
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
Damn.
Announced this morning.
That Kadarius Toney trade not looking good for the Giants. Tell you what.
No, they need wide receivers though. They need them.
Yeah, they do. And they got rid of one.
They did.
That turned out to be pretty good.
They did. But Brandon, what do you got coming out today? You got a Jets Patriots vid dropping.
Today is a busy day. New. Worst game ever. Jets, Pats, and of course, best and worst of NFL Sunday football. Tom, you're going to have every team's reaction to week 11 tonight.
Yes.
Streaming tonight.
Yes.
And you will be live streaming your second bowel movement of the day.
Oh, it'd be third.
Oh. And that's on the other website that nobody knows.
Yeah, it's on the other website. Yeah, might do a short. We'll see. Gotta see how things go. But yeah. No, it's gonna we're gonna rock and roll. It's gonna be a busy day. And Perna got a hundo.
Bang, bang, Niner gang, recent Greeley transplant. Nice. Loving this year, loving the misery around riding Russell. Cheers, Perna, back on the QB carousel. Russ was not the problem this week, but $100 super chat. Maybe we're on the carousel, but I can ride that carousel as long as I got
Johnny John John!
That's the ride I want to take.
And that's how you freaking end a show.
Boom.
But folks, we'll be back on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated.
And you've reached your destination.
Scottish Perna is
Had to
back.
bring back a classic.